everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name's Tiana and today I'm going to be telling you guys about all the books that I bought in February. Before we dive into the book haul, please make sure to check that you're subscribed to my channel. My analytics recently have shown that around 60% of the people who watch my videos aren't actually subscribed, so it would definitely mean the world to me if you would click that little button. Saying that though, I do actually have a load of books to talk to you about today, so without further ado, let's just get into the video. I'm going to start off this book haul with some books that were actually gifted to me, which I still can't believe that people actually want to send me books. You really don't have to, but it truly does mean the world to me when you do. The first one of those is The Breakthrough by Daphne du Maurier. This is such a cool book. It's actually tiny and I believe it's just a short story from Daphne du Maurier. I don't know anything about this one, but it does just say on the back, a scientist's attempt to solve the mystery of life after death has chilling consequences in this eerie tale from a virtuoso writer of suspense. I've been wanting to get to Rebecca for so long, but I did want to test out her writing style before I committed to reading the full novel, and that is why I had this one on my wish list. This should definitely be a quick read and I'm very intrigued to see if I like Daphne du Maurier's writing style. And then the second book that was sent to me is this lovely book right here. This is Tolkien Treasures by Catherine McIlwain, and I am absolutely gobsmacked to have received this from my wish list. I always say that my wish list is a way for me to keep track of the books that I'm interested in and the books that I potentially want to buy one day, and so the fact that you guys take time out of your day to go through my wish list and pick a book to send it to me is absolutely mind-blowing. So this one is full of different illustrations from Tolkien's world, his own illustrations. We have notes about the dust jackets of the special edition books. We do also have notes about the map of Middle-earth, which is one of my favourite things to look at. And yeah, it just has a load of different illustrations. And I honestly cannot wait to take the time one day to sit down and pore through it. If you're new to this channel, you might not know that I have a deep love for Tolkien and his books. They mean the absolute world to me. They've gotten me through some really dark times and I will forever be thankful to them for that. And so any extra content I can get regarding Tolkien and The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and all his other works, I will gladly take. And this is just a beautiful book to have in my collection and I'm just so thankful to have it. These two books were very kindly sent to me by Lucy, so thank you so much, Lucy. It truly did make my day when I opened these. I will leave her Instagram link down below for you guys, but she did send me a little gift note which I have stuck into this book, and it just says congrats on 1k, love from Lucy. So yeah, once again thank you so much, Lucy. You really didn't have to, but it does mean the world to me. Next up, I'm gonna go through the hardcovers with you guys. The first one of those being Lore by Alexandra Bracken. This is actually the stunning Fairy Loot edition with the amazing sprayed edges. I did recently film an unboxing for that box, so I will leave it linked up above for you guys if you do want to check it out. But yeah, this was the book of the month for January and it is a Greek myth retelling, which definitely caught my interest straight away. If you don't know me, I love anything relating to ancient Greece, so the classics, the myths, the plays, the texts, anything like that I'm just a sucker for. I love to learn about it. I think it's so interesting. From what I can gather, in this book Zeus sets some sort of competition every 7 years where the gods become mortal for a day and then the children of those gods have the chance to kill them and become gods themselves, which just sounds absolutely brilliant. We all know how brutal the Greek gods can be, so to see them being brought down to the level of mere mortals, I just feel like it's going to be so intriguing. To be honest, I don't really know much more about this book and I don't want to know much more about this one. I really want to dive into this book having no expectations. I want to experience it as it is and I feel like I'm just going to absolutely love it. Next up, we have one of the most beautiful books that I've ever seen, and that is Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. This book was highly recommended to me by Rebecca from Rebecca Books, so thank you so much, Rebecca, for telling me to buy this one. I believe this is also an exclusive edition as well, which is really cool. But I'd heard Rebecca talking about this for a while and every time she talked about it she just got so passionate and it just made me want to read it straight away. So I did go onto Waterstones to place an order for this. I'm definitely the type of person that doesn't need to know what a book is about. If I watch someone's videos and they are very passionate about a book, I will automatically go and look for that book to purchase for myself. Probably not the best thing to do, but if a book can have that much of an effect on someone, I feel like I definitely need to read it. This one is definitely going to be a different kind of read for me. I don't really read literary fiction, but again, Rebecca hyped it up so much that I caved and bought it, and now looking into it, I definitely feel like it's one that I am going to enjoy. For this one, I am going to read you the synopsis because I don't think I could tell you what this book is about in a coherent way, but it does just say, on a summer's day in 1596, a young girl in Stratford-upon-Avon takes to her bed with a fever. Her twin brother Hamnet searches everywhere for help. Why is nobody at home? Their mother Agnes is over a mile away in their garden where she grows medicinal herbs. Their father is working in London. Neither parent knows that one of the the children will not survive the week. Hamnet is a novel inspired by the son of a famous playwright. It's the story of the bond between twins and of marriage pushed to the brink by grief. It's also the story of a kestrel and its mistress, a flea that boards a ship in Alexandria, and a glovemaker's son who flouts convention in pursuit of the woman he loves. Above all, it's the tender reimagining of a boy whose life has been all but forgotten, but whose name was given to one of the most celebrated plays ever written. If you couldn't tell by that synopsis, this is a book about Shakespeare and his son. I feel like it's going to be such a beautiful book that tackles some really difficult topics, and I definitely feel like this is going to be one of the next books that I pick up. Next up, I have A Winter's Promise by Christelle Dabos. This is the first book in the Mirror Visitors quartet, and these books were originally written in French. Obviously, they've been translated, and I've heard nothing but good things about this. I'm not 100% sure on the plot, but from what I can gather, the main character is forced to marry someone that she doesn't want to, but she has no choice but to go through with it because he is a very influential person. When she makes it to his home though, she realises that she has the power to travel through mirrors, and it just says here, lose yourself in the world of arcs and in the company of an unforgettable character in this French runaway hit by debut author Christelle Dabos. The first instalment in the best-selling Mirror Visitor quartet, A Winter's Promise introduces readers to a remarkable heroine and to the richly imagined universe of the arcs, floating celestial islands governed by the spirits of immortal ancestors. A fantastical story of intrigue and suspense, A Winter's Promise will find fans among readers of Philip Pullman's His Dark Materials series, Victoria Aveyard's Red Queen, and N.K. Jemison's The Broken Earth series. If you've been keeping up with my videos, you'll know that I did recently finish the first and second book in the His Dark Materials series by Philip Pullman, and that is fast becoming one of my favourite series, so if this is anything similar, I'm sure to love it. Like I said, I've heard nothing but good things about this one. I'm not sure when I'll pick it up yet though, because I'm trying not to start a new series, but I am really hoping that I can get to it soon. The next book I have is The Memory Police by Yoko Ogawa. This is one that I genuinely don't know anything about, but I've heard such amazing things about it. It's been on my radar for a while now, and one day I decided to just pick it up. Again, for this one, I will just read you what it says on the back, because like I said, I'm a bit clueless, but it does say, hat, ribbon, bird, rose. To the people on the island, a disappeared thing no longer has any meaning. It can be burned in the garden, thrown in the river, or handed over to the memory police. Soon enough, the island forgets it ever existed. When a young novelist discovers that her editor is in danger of being taken away by the memory police, she desperately wants to save him. For some reason, he doesn't forget, and it's becoming increasingly difficult for him to hide his memories. Who knows what will vanish next? That just sounds so intriguing to me. I genuinely don't want to know anything else about it. I would much rather pick it up one day and just fly through it. And I'm just looking at the quotes on the inside cover, and there are some beautiful ones to describe this book, so I will read you a couple. The first one is from New York Times, and it says, an elegantly spare dystopian fable. Reading The Memory Police is like sinking into a snowdrift. Lulling, yet suspenseful. It tingles with dread. And then we have another one by Wall Street Journal that says, a feat of dark imagination. An intimate, suspenseful drama of courage and endurance. I just feel like I'm gonna absolutely love this one. It's definitely one I want to prioritise and to get to soon, so definitely let me know if you'd like a dedicated reading vlog for this book. I'd love to share my thoughts with you and to take you along on this reading journey. Then we have Half a King by Jo Abercrombie. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I only bought this book this month because it was very cheap. It's been on my wishlist for a while, and I bought another book which I will show you in a second, and I felt bad just ordering that book because it is quite small, and so I wanted to make the order worthwhile in a way. So I looked through my wish list and I saw that this was the cheapest one going, so I decided to pick it up. In this book we follow Prince Yarvi, who has vowed to reclaim his throne. Born a weakling in the eyes of this world, Yarvi can't actually wield a sword or an axe or a shield, and so he's actually had to sharpen his mind in order to be useful in this world. Gathering a fellowship of the outcasts, he actually finds that they can help him more than any of the other nobles could, but even with his new friends at his side, Yarvi's path might end the way it began, with twists and traps and the death of a king. Again, it's another one that sounds so intriguing to me, but I don't actually know when I'll get to. Hopefully soon, but either way, I'm very happy to have this in my collection. And then the other book I was talking about in relation to that other order is Killjoy by Holly Jackson. So this is actually a prequel novel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and it follows our main character Pippa at a murder mystery party. As Pippa plays detective during this party, the murder of the fictional character isn't the only case that is on her mind. As you can see, this is a very small book, it's a very short one, and that is because it is a World Book Day book. I love Holly Jackson, I love the World Book Day books. I feel like it's such a good thing to get children to want to read, and because I love A Good Girl's Guide to Murder so much, I just had to pick this one up. And then the last book I have for this section of the haul is A Pocketful of Rye by Agatha Christie. Again, if you keep up with my videos, you'll be aware that I am slowly collecting Agatha Christie's books, and so when I was doing my Waterstones order for Hamnet, I threw this one in there too because I can't not when it comes to these books. All it says on the back of this one is, Rex Fortescue, king of a financial empire, was sipping tea in his counting house when he suffered an agonizing surprising and sudden death. On later inspection, the pockets of the deceased were found to contain traces of cereals. Yet, it was the incident in the parlour which confirmed Jane Marple's suspicion that he or she was looking at a case of crime by rhyme. I love Agatha Christie's murder mysteries. I'm always in awe of the fact that she manages to create such a compelling, intriguing, complex mystery in such a short amount of pages. I am slowly making my way through these books. I decided to go with the Miss Marple books first because I just love Miss Marple. I think she's such a funny character and I just love reading about her. I have currently read 5 of the Miss Marple mysteries and obviously plan to continue on with them. So like I said, when I was doing my order on Waterstones, I couldn't not pick this one up. Right, it's time to move on to the next section, and if you've seen the thumbnail, you can probably guess what this section is going to be about, and that is of course the Lord of the Rings. Honestly, when do I not talk about Lord of the Rings? If you saw my last haul, you'll know that I bought a lot of Tolkien books, and I actually bought those books to take part in Fellowship of the Read-Along, which is a read-along that's going along at the minute, where every month we'll be reading a book by J.R.R. Tolkien. I love Tolkien's works, but so far my favourite out of his works are The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings books. Because I love those books so much, I do actually have a dedicated shelf for them. I'm always trying to add more books to my collection, and so I have 2 sets of the Lord of the Rings book here that I ended up buying in February. The first one looks like this. I'm sure most of you are familiar with these books. I feel like these are the standard editions that everyone seems to have. I've wanted these for so long. I have really nice editions of the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit, but I've decided that I want to reread them and annotate them, and I felt like these were the perfect copies to do so. I will just take them out of the box and show you guys as well because the covers are beautiful. But we have The Hobbit, The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and The Return of the King. I've honestly put off buying this set for way too long, and so when I was feeling a bit rubbish one day, I decided to bite the bullet and just buy them. I'm so happy that I did though because they look absolutely beautiful on my shelf, and I genuinely cannot wait for my reread of these books so that I can sit down and annotate them. And then the next box set that I have to show you guys is one of the most stunning set of books that I've ever laid eyes on, and that is this one right here. So I will show you the individual covers in a second, but I saw this artwork a while back and I don't think they were available yet in the UK, but the other day I was browsing on Amazon and I saw this box set and I didn't even hesitate to buy these. To be fair though, instead of giving each other Valentine's Day presents this year, Tom and I decided to buy ourselves a present instead, and so this is technically my Valentine's Day gift from Tom, but actually from me. So it is justified in a way, but did I need a reason to buy these books? Definitely not, because I would have done it anyway. So we do only get the Lord of the Rings books in this box set. We don't actually get the Hobbit. I really hope that we do get one for the Hobbit one day because like I said, the artwork is stunning and I would love to have as many books as I can with this design. So first off we have the Fellowship of the Ring, then we have the Two Towers, and lastly we have the Return of the King. I cannot get over how beautiful these books are. I've never seen anything like it. I would love to have prints of these on my wall. Like I said, as soon as I knew that these were available to buy, I bought them straight away. I'm so glad that I did though because look at them, they are beautiful and they definitely feel a lot darker than the other covers I have as well, which I really love. And just to let you guys know, it does say that the cover design is by Christopher Moysen and the cover illustration is by Johan Egerkrans. I hope I'm saying that right, I'm sorry if I'm not, but if you would like any more information on this box set then please just leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to give you guys the details. I'm sure you'll be pleased to hear that we are almost done with this haul. I do have a few other items that I want to talk to you guys about, but they're not actually books. One day I was searching through Instagram and I stumbled upon an account that creates bookish things. So I had a look and she actually had a load of stuff for the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit, so of course I was interested from the get-go. But what's even cooler is the fact that the owner of this shop actually lives in North Wales and she's not really that far from me. The shop is actually called In Pages and I will leave the link and the information to that shop down below for you guys. I'm not sure if the shop is currently open though because I know that the owner is moving to an actual building. She's getting a secondhand bookstore I believe it is, and again I think that she'll be selling her products there, which is so cool. The first things I bought are some bookmarks. I bought this one which has the Hobbit hole. I got this one of Smaug in a pile of books, and then I bought this one and I think this one is my favourite because it says I'm going on an adventure on it, which is an iconic quote, and it also has the original illustration of the Lonely Mountain and Smaug on there as well. I love these so much. I rarely see any bookish products relating to the Lord of the Rings, and so when I saw these on her shop I just had to snatch them up. And then the second thing that that I bought is actually this jumper that I'm wearing today. You might have been able to tell, but this jumper does actually have the Hobbit hole on it, and it does say, "Even the smallest person can change the future," which again is just an iconic quote. I'm not sure if that's a quote from the book, because from the film I know it's "Even the smallest person can change the course of the future," so I'm definitely gonna have to go back and try and look for that quote in the books the next time I read them. But yeah, like I said, I very rarely see bookish products relating to the Lord of the Rings. I feel like this is also a very subtle nod towards the books and the films, but obviously if you're a fan it has so much more relevance to you than just being a nice jumper, which I love. It is actually a crop jumper as well, which I wasn't sure if I'd like because I'm not one for the cropped look, but it actually sits at such a nice length and I feel really comfortable wearing it, which is always good. The only thing I would say though is that I would probably size up. I'm a UK size 10 in tops and I bought the medium size and it fits really nicely, but the arms are just a tiny bit tight on here. It's really not an issue though, it's not that tight. I just prefer the feel of a looser jumper, so it's definitely personal preference. I'm so glad that I found this shop. The owner is actually such a lovely person as well. We have been messaging on Instagram a lot, and I just love supporting independent businesses, especially ones that are local to me as well. Right, that is it for this video guys. We have finally made it to the end. If you've made it this far, then please leave a book emoji down below in the comments for me. It can be an open book or the stack of books, anything you want, but yeah, I'd be very intrigued to see if people have actually watched till the end. Please don't forget to click the like button if you like this video, as well as the subscribe button if you'd like to see more content from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. It truly does mean the world to me, and I will see you soon in my next video. Goodbye!